Alright guys, I'm back, and we're going to be looking at a new CRKT today. First, let's talk about the home front. The home front won a whole mess of awards when it came out. It was the first CRKT to use their kind of revolutionary, tool-free field stripping takedown method. This is the original home front. It came to me in a battle box as a knife of the month. Got a little switch here that allows you to unlock everything, and the screw for basically the screw that takes down the whole handle. So this unlocks the pivot, and then you can unscrew the whole thing right there with this little thumb stud. It's pretty cool. You know, for somebody that routinely breaks down their knives, that likes to keep them clean. You know, if you actually use your knives and you get them dirty, and it's just basically, it's a whole new level of ease in taking apart knives. You don't need to fumble around with different bits, with figuring out what size things are. And it's a pretty good knife too. It really is. Well, CRKT took the original home front, and they came out with a couple different blade shapes for it and everything. And they're really expanding that quick, rapid, tool-free takedown with some new models. And I was dying to try some of those new models, and I got really excited. And so the first of the newer generation that I picked was and I'm hoping I pronounced this right, but the Raikiri. Because I thought the Raikiri just had a great look to it. I love the blade shape. It's pretty much a warnie, and I couldn't wait to get my hands on it, and I can't wait to unbox it right now with all of you. So let's just jump right into this. It's a bit heavier than the home front, but overall, it's the same general construction pattern. So you've got your machined aluminum handles, you've got your backspacer, you've got your takedown, you've got your pivot switch, and you've got your flipper. Both of these are on bearings. I think this is on bearings. Maybe. I know for a fact this is on bearings. You can see here you've got a deep carry clip, which is pretty nice. Neither of these are actually reversible or anything though, so tip up, right hand only. They're about the same size, slightly different finish. Lots of kind of decorative work on it. I don't know if it really isn't functional to do anything, but you've got a really decent sized blade there. Nice thick chunk of steel. Let's just go ahead and open it up. Ooh, great action on it. You can see they went with, rather than the more kind of traditional handle and blade shape here, this is a very industrial looking, space age looking kind of knife. Liner lock. Is the blade a little bit bigger actually? Let's see. No, blade's about the same, slightly bigger, but it just feels bigger and bulkier in your hand. Different shape, whole different blade concept, but I really liked the look of it. I was looking at the specs on it online, and I really wanted to get in my hand and try it. Now initially when I was looking at it online, I was wondering how comfortable this handle would be, because it really doesn't have a lot of sculpting, a lot of shaping. It's almost basically a straight rectangle, almost. It actually is comfortable. Not as comfortable as the home front with all of its contouring and cutouts and everything, I have to say, but it is comfortable. You know, now that I'm holding both, I can't decide. Now maybe I think it feels a little bit lighter in my hand. I don't know. But the action on this, the flipper, very smooth, quick deployment, great satin finish on the blade, really nice looking. I'm honestly not sure if that is coated. I think there's a coating on that, on the aluminum handles. Not just bead blast, but some kind of coating. And what coating it is, I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up and maybe put some text in there. Great lockup on the liner lock. I'm not concerned about this lock holding at all. You know, CRKT is a good, reliable brand. I don't have any doubts about the mechanics or the fit and finish of this. The fit and finish of this, it's a very simple knife. You have your two sides to the frame, you have your backspacer, and I mean, that's really about it. There's one screw, pivot, it's about it that you're looking at. Simple design, very easy to get your thumb on the lock to release it. Pretty much perfectly centered right out of the box. it is really smooth. It opens beautifully. Lots of nice cutting surface on that blade. I love the way it's reflecting the light right now. I can imagine, though, EDC purposes, though, if you were to whip this thing out in public, there is that percentage of the public that's going to see this as a scary, you know, killer knife. If that's something you're worried about, if you live in like an urban area, somebody's going to see this and probably freak out a little bit. And, you know, it's got that look to it. I see a functional, straight utility blade shape when I look at it. But, you know, there's always those people that just aren't going to understand, and they are going to freak out, and they're going to think that this is a throat slicer, you know, chest stabber, whatever it is that they think about knives, because they just don't understand the usefulness of it, or, you know, that they're all weapons. It's like cutting through nothing. Nothing at all. I mean, you have so much blade surface to cut with that it's just, you barely have to put any pressure. You just slide it along the blade and it's cut. That's cool. In the box, you get a little instruction manual. So your standard, you know, CRKT propaganda that kind of comes in every CRKT knife. And then you get an instruction manual on how to use the field strip system. If you guys haven't seen the way that works, I'll demonstrate. It's really easy. So the first step is, you know, open your knife, of course. You push your switch up to unlock it, and then you rotate this little cog clockwise, and that's going to move the screw, and that basically opens the knife up. And now you're ready to disassemble. I mean, it's that easy to field strip this knife. You know what? Maybe it's not on bearings. Maybe I was completely wrong. I could have sworn that this thing was on bearings because it's so damn smooth. But it is not. It's got, I don't know if they're nylon or Teflon washers, but that is really it. That's all that's on here. That's pretty damn good for a knife that is this smooth opening up. So, you know, when you're field stripping this thing, you do not remove the switch. And then this is just one piece of aluminum. That's it. You've got your inset liner lock. You just leave that alone. You can take it off, but there's really no reason to. You don't remove this screw. You leave it alone. There's no reason to mess with it. And you can actually leave that washer right on there. We're about to have a PETA kitty cat tail right on. Oh no, it went away. And there's your blade for cleaning, oiling, whatever. Putting it together, you know, just as easy. Make sure that you've got your blade with the pin in the channel. Drop your scale on top. Hold the scale down. Start rotating your little cogwheel again, counterclockwise until it's nice and snug. And then you just got to work this switch in, which sometimes I have a little trouble doing, but pretty easy. And now, done. And knife is back together, and it is 100% good to go. I mean, it's a great system. Makes it very easy to break the thing down for cleaning or maintenance or whatever else. I should also throw in now that just because they use the same takedown system does not automatically mean that blades are interchangeable or anything like that, all right? Each blade is designed to work with each handle. It's not like a plug and play. It's not mix and match. You can't just swap things around. That doesn't work. Things I like about this knife, again, I love the blade shape. I love the straight blade of a Wharncliffe, you know, for utility purposes. I like the simple design of the handle, but I think they could have, I don't know, they could have made it a little bit more comfortable. They could have put a little bit more contouring into it. Not that it's not comfortable, it's just not as comfortable as other CRKT designs. But if you had to use this knife all day long, number one, it fits well in big hands. Number two, I could imagine it being in the hand all day. It'd probably generate some hot spots here and there, depending on the size of your hands and stuff, but I don't think it would be super uncomfortable to use. It is a lot of fun to flip just because it's so smooth and, you know, great action. It's definitely smoother than the home front itself. Much smoother than the original home front. This blade length might be a bit big for some people, for their general EDC. This is a big knife. It's going to take up some room in your pocket. And we talk about this with other anodized and coated, kind of aluminum or steel or titanium frame knives. If you like a knife that looks new and shiny, this is going to get scratched up if you put it in the pocket with just about anything else. Now, if you like a knife that shows scratches and shows character and shows the wear, as like kind of the story of the knife, then this is great for you. Throw it in with your keys or, whatever else. And let the scratches begin, because this will get very scratched up with all these flat surfaces and everything. The home front is also available in different handle finishes as well as blade finishes. I haven't seen this in any other colors, any other combinations or anything. It's just basically, as far as I know, satin finish blade and this gray handle frame. This is the kind of flipper that I can't stop playing with. It's so smooth. It actually, be honest, it kind of rivals an XM18 in terms of its smooth operation. It really just flips so beautifully. It really does. So, in a little bit, like I said, I think I mentioned this before, these knives from CRKT are not budget friendly. They are not cheap. They are not $10, $20 knives. There's a price tag attached to them. So they're not the kind of things that you would get and be willing to throw away or whatever. So sometime in the near future, I'll pick up one of the other new models with the field strip design and take a look at it and compare it then to these two and see if maybe there's another one that, goes on the like it scale even more, or, kind of if they're all in the same kind of category in terms of liking it or whatnot. But gonna have to carry this one a little bit and see how I feel about it and really see if I get behind it for real, or if it's just, it's the fancy new toy right now, so I like it a lot. But I feel like this knife has a lot of good potential. I feel a lot of work will be done with this knife in the shop and in other places. Definitely one that I like so far though, on the outset. If anything else comes up as I'm messing with it and carrying it around, I'll do a follow-up video and let you guys know. But in the meantime, you are all awesome 150% of the time. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll be back again real soon.